I've tested 5 products used by pros in the Tour de France. We're talking tyres, wheels, glasses, jersey, but we'll start with this, the most expensive helmet ever made. But before we do, a quick word from today's sponsor, SquareSpace. If you're building your online brand this summer, you definitely need a professional looking website, and Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it quick, easy and affordable. You can easily build a beautiful website to sell your own products using a powerful e-commerce platform, grow your business using their email campaigns and social media tools, or you can just start blogging. They have a massive library of templates to get you up and running with none of the hassle, powerful analytical tools and around-the-clock support. And if you like the sound of that, you can get a free trial right now using my link down below in the description. And if you enjoy it, you get 10% off your first purchase. So this is a brand new Kask Elemento, and it costs a staggering £335. Ouch! Easily the most expensive helmet I've ever tested in over 15 years of testing bike products. But can a helmet ever justify such a high price tag? We'll dive into that as well as some likes and dislikes after using it for the last few months. But we'll start with what makes it so expensive. Where for a start we have a very visible sign of the high price tag. The carbon panels on the outside, along the middle, down to the back and along the sides, which looks very snazzy, but it's not there for looks. It's there to boost the impact protection of the helmet and helps earn a 5-star rating in the Virginia Tech Independent Helmet Test, so a good start in terms of safety. But the real benefit of the carbon panels can be seen on the inside of the helmet. Almost drop it. Where we have much bigger channels for air to flow through the helmet and over your head. And those bigger channels really do help when it is hot. We recently had a heat wave here in the UK. Well, it's very hot indeed. So I was able to test the helmet in hot weather. And you can feel the benefits of the big channels in terms of the air flowing across your head, and does keep you cool for what is a semi-aero helmet. It's not quite as airy as the Specialized Prevail, the new one, which is my personal favourite for hot weather riding. That thing is more air vents than actual helmet, but for a helmet trying to be aero, it's pretty good indeed. And also on the inside is perhaps my favourite feature of the helmet, the quality of the padding on the inside and very natty 3D printed squishy pads along the middle, which give amazing comfort across the head, and combined with the large cradle of the retention system creates a helmet that just disappears on your head. Perhaps the comfiest helmet I've ever used. No pinch points, no pressure hotspot, just a really comfy helmet as you would expect and hope for such an expensive price tag. But that novel padding isn't just there to give good comfort, it's there to reduce rotational impact on a crash. Essentially their version of MIPS without using MIPS. So extra safety and really good comfort too. Also on the inside we have a very large brow pad along the top there. And that does work well most of the time, but I have found it's not quite so good at holding on to sweat, and when going very hard in a chain gang for example, I have found sweat to drip down my forehead a bit more than I would like, and a bit more than other helmets of a similar kind of aero nature, so not so good at holding on to sweat. The retention cradle offers loads of vertical adjustment and adjustment on the fly with the wheel there too, so it works really nicely, and as I said earlier, the comfort is really good. And rather than that faux leather chin strap you normally get on a Kask helmet, which I'm not really a fan of, we have very lightweight straps there and a simple buckle really. It's not a magnetic buckle like Specialized use, unfortunately, but it works okay. So some really interesting technology, and it all combines to create a very comfortable helmet that's lightweight, well ventilated, easy to adjust, and in the company's own claims is aerodynamic too. But the big question to answer is, can it justify that high price tag? Well, in a way, to be honest, it's hard to see how really, when you can get a very good helmet that meets the same safety standards for a fraction of the price. And cheaper helmets are much better than they were 10 or 20 years ago, and you can get very good performance and ventilation and low weight and good looks for much less money than this. But if you're a Kask fan, I know lots of you are, and you want the best technology, you are prepared to pay for the cutting edge technology, which will eventually trickle down to cheaper helmets, then, well, knock yourself out. So definitely one of the better helmets I've ever used, but definitely not the best value at all. Want to look like Tom Pidcock? Well, you need these glasses. Ineos Grenadiers are now sponsored by Sungod, an eyewear brand I'd never really heard of before, so I'm keen to get some in for testing to see how good they are and if they can topple Oakley from the top spot. So for the last few months I've been using these, the Velans, a half frame design that's lightweight, fits really well and offers good lens quality and a really nice customization process as well. Now buying a pair of their glasses through a website is really slick. You have loads of choices in terms of frame design and different color combinations as well, but you can customize them too, which is what I've done. So custom frame color, ear socks, logo and lens, and I think it looked pretty cool. What do you think? Let me know, leave a comment down below. Now in terms of style, because style is important, I think they look good. We have a large tall frame that isn't dissimilar to one of my favorites, the Oakley Sutro Light. So quite a similar shape. I like the tall frame design and that distance between the nose piece and the top of the frame, because when you are head down in the drops going fast, that frame doesn't obscure your vision, so it works really nicely. The fit is good, at least for me. You get 4 different nose pieces, so you can customize and tune the fit to your nose size. The ears are slim, have nice grippy material on the arms, keep them in place, and they work with different helmets that I've used them with: Giro, HJC, the Kask, Specialized, and so on, so no interference with the retention system that I've spotted so far. And then the lenses, they come in lots and lots of different shades. These are what they call the iris blue, which I like because they work well in low light conditions and can also adapt to light levels, and that makes them great for here in the UK where it's not often that sunny and you're riding in and out of the trees, whether on a road bike or a gravel bike. So a low light boosting lens that works really well. And the clarity and the quality of the lens is good, and durability seems to be good too. No scratches so far, so standing up to my abuse, as you can see, pretty well. So they are a good pair of shades, but are they enough to tear people away from their Oakleys, the undisputed leader in the eyewear market? Well, these cost £150, so they're certainly in the Oakley kind of ballpark in terms of money. I don't feel they have the same quality. The hinges are a bit stiffer, not quite as slick as the Oakleys, but we are dealing with plastic glasses at the end of the day. But generally pretty good. Durability have been good, no scratches to the lens. I like the fact you can customize them through the website, loads of different colors as well. I like the fact they are trying to push for sustainability, and that sort of stuff might be a factor when you are buying a product, whether eyewear or whatever it might be. And at the end of the day, if you want to imitate Ineos Grenadiers, then these are the shades to have. So it'd be interesting to see how these play out in the future and how popular they become compared to Oakley, which have a very dominant position in the eyewear market for cyclists. Right, wheels, one of the best upgrades for your road bike. And this year, Enve is back in the pro peloton by sponsoring the UAE Team Emirates, and the SES 4.5 is a go-to choice. I've been riding a set for the last 4 or 5 months on a range of bikes with different tyres, and the performance is just top level. And I have ridden scores and scores of carbon wheels over the years, cheap, mid-range and expensive. The 4.5 strike a good balance of weight, aerodynamics and just work well everywhere. If you can't decide between shallow or deep, these are just an easy pick for racing, for training, for just riding everywhere. Now Enve uses a mixed depth rim, so 55 out back and 49 up front, and they're wide too, 25mm internally, so ideal for fat tyres. They are tubeless only with a hookless bead. I know it might freak some people out, but there are loads of good compatible tyres now available, and installation in my experience is a breeze. A normal track pump, the tyres should pop up with no fuss or drama. So I've been riding these wheels for about 4 or 5 months now on a range of bikes, from my giant TCR, Colnago C68 and other test bikes, and they have been faultless. I haven't put a foot wrong at all. Despite some quite hard riding in tough conditions, the wheels have not gone out of true and the spokes have not come loose, which is just as well because the spoke nipples are inside the rims for more aero. So a bit of a downside if you want a wheel set that's easy to maintain if the spokes ever come loose, but these Enve wheels are really well made and that has not been an issue. The Enve hub spins smoothly with double sealed bearings which stand up well to British weather and being washed with a hose pipe, and a free hub engages quickly, but perhaps not the quickest engaging on the market, but it's certainly quick enough for me. You can upgrade to ceramic speed bearings if you want, but Enve is quite transparent in saying they're probably not worth the cost compared to its own steel bearings. For me, what makes these wheels stand out is the general high performance across every aspect that really impresses. They're clearly fast, offer really good stability in windy conditions, and the weight is pretty good. Not the lightest in the world at 1450 to 1500 grams, but in the same ballpark as a similar offering from Roval or Zip. If you're a climber or a mountain goat and you want a lighter weight wheel set, then the SES 2.3 reviewed, linked down below, or a 3.4 is a better choice. And if you want more aero, then a 6.7 is a wheel set for you. I reviewed those as well, linked down below. But for rolling roads, these are the absolute bomb. They feel good on any bike I've used them, with easy speed, great cornering agility, and stiffness for me as a lightweight rider is ample. I can't get into flexing or twisting or shouting at all, and no disc brake rub to speak of at all. So a fantastic performance wheel set, but they are expensive. That's because they're made in the US, where most carbon wheels are made in Taiwan, and they're backed up by a really good warranty as well, which you don't often get with a cheaper wheel set. Now, the difference in terms of speed between these and a cheaper wheel set might be small these days. The gap between a cheap, mid-range and high-level wheel set has really narrowed over the last 10 years or so. But for me, it's the extra details and the robustness of these wheels that really stands out. Now, Enve has long been a benchmark wheel set brand, a premium wheel set brand as well. I do think the competition has got closer, both from cheaper rivals from Taiwan and also the new breed of carbon spoke wheels we're seeing from the likes of Cadex, SquareSpace and Syncross. But for a fit and forget wheel set that looks fantastic and rides amazing, then they are worth considering. I'm sure you notice how many pro teams are now using tubeless tyres, and one of the top picks in the pro peloton is this, the Continental GP500 S TR. And after riding these for the last 5 months, well, it's easy to see why. They are fast, durable and easy to fit. Now, thankfully, for a start, these are much easier to install than the old 5000 TL. Man, those things were a nightmare. But these are much easier. They go onto a rim really nicely with no tyre levers needed in most cases, and inflate with a normal track pump. Just how tubeless should be. So an absolute breeze, no faff, no trouble at all. And I've tried these on different rims from Hunt, Enve and others over the last few months and had no issues at all. And they're now compatible with hookless as well. I've been testing the 28mm wide version. They're coming narrower and wider as well, but I pretty much run 28s on all my race bikes these days. And we've seen that size being popular in the pro peloton as well. Proof, if it were needed, that wide tyres are not slow. The ride feel and quality of the tyres is very good. Hard, to be honest, to put into words how a tyre rides, but they are similar to the original GP5000s, which replaced the GP4000s. So a very good run of tyres, and these are every bit as good as we come to expect from the German company. And I've ridden these in all sorts of conditions, from hot baked roads to wet gritty cobbles in Belgium, and they deliver fantastic speed and reliable reassuring grip. That black chili compound is fantastic, both grippy in all conditions and low rolling resistance as well. Now, when it comes to rolling resistance, the website Bicycle Rolling Resistance, a great resource, found the 25mm wide version to be one of the best in its class. I'll put a link to that down below. I'm currently doing my own tyre testing with these and a bunch of other tuber tyres, so stay tuned for that. A subscribe to the channel would be fantastic. Durability has been good so far. As you can see, the tyre has not cut or marked at all, and they still look pristine. Wear rate has been good too, not excessive wear at all. And that's good because some top end race tyres can be fantastically fast and supple, but feel fragile and prone to cuts and punctures. But these don't appear to be at all. And that gives me confidence they'll last a long time and survive some quite punishing riding. So very reassuring tyre indeed. And call me lucky here, but I haven't yet punctured with these tyres, touch wood. I am keen to do a puncture test with these and some other tyres, but these are pretty expensive, so I'm not really keen to do a puncture test and write them off. But let me know if you want to see that, and if you do, a subscribe to the channel would be fantastic. Aero is everything in the Tour de France these days, and since your body accounts for about 80% of the drag you face when riding a bike at speed, wrapping yourself in a tight-fitting aero jersey makes a lot of sense. You'll probably gain more than a fancy aero frame, that's for sure. So this is Castelli's latest aero race jersey, which has been evolving and adapting for the last 10 years to give the pros more marginal gains for going faster, and it really shows. Firstly, as you'd expect, this is a very tight-fitting jersey, so you might need to go up a size. I did. Not ashamed about that, had to go up a size to fit the aero jersey. But get the size right and it fits really well, and the comfort is actually surprisingly really good. I thought it'd be uncomfy, but it's actually okay even on a long ride. The long sleeves have a seamless raw cut edge, so nice and comfy. The fabric is soft against your skin, so fantastic if you're not wearing a base layer in hot weather. And with a mesh panel on the back, it copes really well in hot weather too. Better than I thought an aero jersey would. I was expecting to overheat in it, but that wasn't the case. You have 3 pockets on the back, but there isn't a zipper pocket because it's a race jersey. That's the only real blemish on this jersey in my opinion. Now, Castelli says the aero of the jersey really kicks in above 30k an hour. So it's definitely a jersey for those racing or riding fast, doing chain gangs, or just concerned with their average speed. So when I go out of the chain gang, this is a jersey I wear for a bit more of a marginal gain. Now personally, I'm not a massive fan of the long sleeves on modern jerseys, but I guess it's more aero. I do need all the help I can get these days, but I do prefer shorter sleeves normally. And considering Castelli is a premium high-end brand and usually pretty expensive, this jersey is surprisingly actually £50 cheaper than a Rafa's Pro Team Aero jersey. So pretty good value for money for the aero gains you get. Available in different colours, which I think look pretty cool, and a range of sizes as well. So a good pick if you want to go faster and don't want to buy a new aero frame or new aero wheels. And there we go. Hopefully you found these reviews useful if you're in the market for any upgrades for your road bike. I'll put links to all the products down below, and I may earn a small affiliate fee if you do use those links or help support the channel. Anyway, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching.